bugger, what bloody noise you're making early in the morning, man? What? I'm practicing for my Europe tour! What, you got a show or something or what? Somebody called you or what? No, but when I release my first single, they're gonna call me. I'm gonna go and tour Belgium and Germany and France and all of Europe. Bloody idiot, you've not even played in Bangalore and you want to play in Belgium? Man, idiot. Horns up guys, and welcome to my Can I Make a Living Playing Heavy Metal Music series of videos. Now if you haven't seen these videos before, you can click here and watch the first video where I talk about making a living playing heavy metal music, or you can click the second video here, which is where I take your questions and I answer them. Okay, so as promised, this video is about touring internationally. Now for most Indian bands, they think that touring Europe or USA is a really grand affair, and they have a lot of misconceptions about what touring actually entails. So the idea of this video is to sort of break down the entire touring system for you guys and help you out. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is the difference in touring in India and touring internationally. Now for bands in India, you know, most of the gigs are done independently. They are done at random venues, so there's no venue where you can actually go and book a show on any night of the week. You have like the Hard Rock Cafe who will give out a Sunday. You have a Blue Frog who will also most likely give you a Sunday. You have wedding halls and you have banquet halls that are hired by people, and they, you know, hire the sound and pay the bands. And you have people who are doing shows in cafes, etc. So the venues are very different. The shows are mostly on weekends, and the organizers, most of the time for the bigger bands, they will pay for the airfare or the travel and the stay and all the other stuff. And that is how gigs in India are. So if you're a big band in India, you can expect everything to be taken care of when you play a show, at least a club show. And then of course you have college gigs and music festivals where it's roughly the same arrangement. Now in Europe or the USA or anywhere for that matter, that is not the way things work. Largely, bands are given what is called a landed deal for any show. So for example, if my band is playing a European festival, the European festival will say, here is X amount of money we are giving you, we will see you at the festival. And at the festival or the show, they normally give you some food and beverages and things like that, and they'll give you some amount of tech rider requirements that are there. But that's it. There's no we'll book your flights, book your hotel, etc, etc, unless you are probably a huge band and the arrangement is very different. So that is the very basic difference in how it works. So how does touring work for an international band? Let's take for example Cannibal Corpse were to decide that okay, next year we're going to play festivals in Europe. So Cannibal Corpse will have a booking agent. Now the booking agent's job is to contact all the festivals and tell them that Cannibal Corpse is available and would you like to have them at your festival. So the festival will either make the booking agent an offer, or the agent would have given them an offer in the email. So say for example, again, you know, they will not contact individual festivals and say okay, you give us flight, etc. No. So they may contact each festival and say okay, we'll take 10,000 euros. And then Cannibal Corpse will book, say from June to August, maybe they book 20 festivals. So that's 200,000 euros is what they have got in offers, and from that 200,000 euros they will book their flights, they will book their van, they will book their stay, everything, and they will travel from each show on their own, and basically like a business. So at the end of that, they may have earned 200,000 euros, but they may have spent 100,000 euros. So that is how it kind of works, just in a very simplistic format. Now for Indian bands that are looking to tour abroad, let me break it down for you. The most important thing, very honestly, is why will any festival book your band? Who are you? What are you adding to my festival? What are you bringing to the table? Normally when a band is being booked for a festival, it's because they sell a certain amount of tickets. As a festival organizer, I will book a Behemoth or a Cannibal Corpse because I know most of the people are going to buy tickets to see them. Same with a club show. So what this means for an Indian band is the offer they will receive financially will be zero or very minimal. Most likely to even get that offer, you have to be somewhat known or have something in your music that appeals to the person who's going to book you. Think of it logically. You are a band from India and a festival organizer is probably getting 10,000 demos of bands who want to play the festival. What is going to make your band stand out apart from the fact that you are from India? Pretty much nothing. And in the sea of emails itself, your band will probably get lost. So the first thing I will tell you when you're approaching festivals or even just club shows or whatever it is you want to book, realize that it is most likely you will not even get a response from them, because the volume of emails that people get and the number of bands that want to play a show are so high. Let's assume though you've done that, you've mailed 200-300 festivals, you've gotten a reply from a festival saying okay, we'll book you. 99.99% they will probably offer you no money, and you will have to fly yourself to the festival, you will have to pay for your own stay and everything else. So what this means is that if you want to play one festival in Europe, you are looking at spending close to 3 lakhs if you're a 5-member band. So how does this work financially for Indian bands? The first thing I'm going to tell you is be the biggest band in your country. Because if you are a small band playing shows where you get paid 5,000 rupees, even if you do 10 shows in a year, 12 shows in a year, as I mentioned, which is the average, you earn 60,000 rupees a year from your band. Now when you're spending 3 lakhs as a band, your 60,000 is not enough. So what's going to happen is you're all going to have to dip into your personal savings, and this is where you take a call. So if you're doing this as an experience or this is a holiday for you, then by all means go ahead, because you can spend that money and go and sightsee in Europe and play a show while you're there. But if you don't have that kind of money, then you're basically just shooting yourself in the foot, and your band is probably going to be heavily in debt, and it's not a good idea. So now let me break down the financials for touring in Europe. So let's assume your band has contacted some booking agent in Europe and they have managed to string a couple of shows together for you. Being an unknown band, let's say you get an offer of 100 euros a show and you are playing 10 shows, so that means you're going to earn 1000 euros. Let's say you take some merchandise and let's say you are going to sell maybe 100 euros of merch every gig. So that's say 1000 euros again over 10 shows. So your total income is 2000 euros. Now what are your expenses when you're doing this tour? The first thing you're going to have to pay for is a van and a driver. At the cheapest estimate, it would be 150 euros. Plus you would say need 200 euros for fuel. Let's say you are sharing backline with another band. Let's say you have got some of your other expenses sorted out. You would need still minimum 250 euros to pay for that van, fuel, driver, tolls and any other incidental expenses. This is me being really positive for you because you will probably spend more than that. But say that's the expense. So that's 2,500 euros that you are paying to play that tour. This is where you are the headliner and you are most likely going to play to 20 to 30 people if you are lucky. So that's 2,500 euros you have spent. That's 2,000 euros you have earned from the 100 euro guarantee and the 100 euro merch sales, and you have basically lost 500 euros, which is about 40,000 Indian rupees. Now if you're a 5-member band, add about 30 to 35,000 for the visas. That's 75,000 rupees you have lost. Add your ticket cost, which is 2.5 lakhs for 5 members, approximately 50k a ticket. So you've lost a little over 3 lakhs. So does this make sense financially to you? Absolutely not. So you have lost that kind of money, and if you can't earn that back playing shows in India, you are basically dead. So what is the potential now for Indian bands? Let me sort of put this into perspective. Something like what DR and Cryptos and Sky Harbor are doing possibly makes sense. DR and Cryptos are the most realistic, I would say, because Sky Harbor has a lot of different things going for them which DR and Cryptos don't. So taking DR and Cryptos, we play enough shows in a year in India that we are able to earn back the ticket cost, so we probably earn about 3.5 lakhs in shows, and that's what pays for us to tour Europe, and what we do is we manage to break even within Europe, because we have reached a point where we can demand some amount of payment from the promoters, and our offers are decent enough and our merch sales are decent enough. Now I want to talk about something called a buy-on, which is where you will pay to play. And this is the most likely case for any young band to tour with a bigger band. So if you want to tour with Cannibal Corpse or Nile or any band for that matter, there is generally an opportunity to buy on. Now the buy on offers are very different. In some of them you are paying to be on the nightliner, which is the bus with all the beds and all that. In some cases that is just the fee to play and you have to find your way to each show. And these generally you will end up spending anywhere from 5,000 euros to 15,000 euros. That's how expensive it is. So that is the current scenario with touring internationally. Bands like DR and Cryptos are still not earning enough to pay for our flights. But I think we're looking at it at a point in maybe 5 years from now, DR and Cryptos will earn enough from festival appearances and from club shows where we could possibly pay for the flight cost. So what that would mean is the money that we earn in India is only invested in, say, recording albums or music videos or just promoting the band in general. Still, that brings us nowhere close to earning a living, and that unfortunately is the harsh reality of touring internationally. It's still not viable, and I think Indian bands need to focus on other things before they dream of touring internationally. Anyway, that's all the information I have for you now. As usual, if you have any questions, please leave me a comment below and I will make a special video answering all your questions. Thank you for watching this video. If you like what I'm doing, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to this YouTube channel and share this video on social media. Until the next video, cheers and stay demonic. Hey, what about your passport, man? How you will go? Passport? I don't need no passport. Music is gonna fly me. Yeah, of course you need a passport, man. Bugger, bloody go apply for one. Hey dad, can I get some money for the auto to go to the passport office, please?